So this is your election headquarters, and like I told you earlier, your authoritative news channel Joy News will bring you the debate live from the northern regional capital Tamale. And indeed right now we are crossing over live to Tamale as we speak to our presidential correspondent, my colleague Gifty Ando appear to tell us more. In the meantime, we're doing a telephone interview, and shortly we will cross over live to Tamale. Hello Gifty.
Hello, Family.
Right, what is the atmosphere in Tamale?
Well, the atmosphere in Tamale since we came here, it has been quite politically charged, if you like. There's been lots and lots happening. You know, Tamale is known very well for motorbikes. Motorbikes have been all over the place with party t-shirts, party colors all over in the town. And that was yesterday, because yesterday there was some rally going on over there. But where we're going to have the presidential debate at the Dash Hotel, it's quite calm. It seems the security personnel, some people from the military, some people from the police service, I've seen them around, and of course putting down security arrangements. When the president is coming, we expect some of these things. Security surely is going to be tight. We're told that no car will be allowed to come inside to park. They will have to be parked outside. The parking space here will be left for the candidate, the presidential candidate. Over here, I'm standing in the auditorium where the presidential debate is going to be taking place, and they're putting together the things that they need to put together.
Yeah, we saw images of that earlier live from Tamale here in Accra, Ketsi, Joy News, and really, I'm not sure if you've spoken to some of the residents of Tamale, but if you have, what are the expectations of the debate?
Well, actually, if you talk to any of them, all they keep saying is either one touch, or my candidate is going to win, one touch, or my candidate is going to win. There's not really spoken about the issues or the expectations or anything that they expect really from the debate. It's just about who is going to win and who is not going to win. And each of the sides are optimistic that their candidate is the best, and that's what they've been saying.
Tell me about party supporter attitude at the moment in Tamale.
Come again?
Now I'm asking you to tell us about how the various supporters, sympathizers of the various political parties are behaving today in Tamale ahead of tomorrow's debate.
Well, I haven't seen any major trend. I haven't seen any major trend except for the movement of the motorbikes here and there in quite dangerous manner, although they probably are used to it, and it's quite daunting, the colors of the NPP and the NDC. Indeed, if you do any political analysis, you know that these two political parties they stand a chance, whatever. But then I haven't seen any daunting trend apart from the motorbike movement here and there, you know.
Now let's get back to the auditorium. How many people are likely to represent at the debate?
The line is quite bad. Say that again.
I'm asking, let's get back to the auditorium where you are, the venue for the IEA debate. How many people are likely to fill in the space there?
I can't say exactly the number, but I can envisage a few hundreds of people here, because it's not too large an auditorium. It's quite standard, so I expect a few hundreds of people, say 500 thereabouts.
Now we also know that over the weekend, and some of right now we also know that over the weekend some of the party's presidential candidates made their way to Tamale, the northern regional capital. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, I have not seen any of the party's presidential candidates, but I've seen some party supporters. I've seen Asedun Ketia. I saw him yesterday. I've seen the member of parliament for Menchia, Matthew Opoku-Prempeh. I've seen Gabi Asare, and quite a few.
But Gifty, hold on a bit for me. Let me just inform our viewers that there are live pictures currently on our screen of the auditorium where the IEA debate in Tamale will take place tomorrow. Obviously, the place is still going through its final touches so that the debates can be held successfully. But Gifty, you were saying something.
Yeah, I was saying that I have not seen any of the.
Oh,
any of the
and you
party's
are on
candidates.
screen now too.
Okay, so Kamini, I'm saying that I have not seen any of the presidential.
Well, I guess a telephone line is currently having problems. But earlier, you saw some pictures from the auditorium. Well, I'm told Gifty is back. And Gifty, you were saying something.
That the president will be coming in today. He'll be coming in today. We don't know yet if he'll be doing anything apart from waiting for the presidential debate. But we expect that he will be here. I have not seen any of the party's presidential candidates. But I suppose they are in their hotels if they are in.
Come again. I'm not sure I heard your last words. Right, Gifty, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. It's quite unfortunate. The network is quite bad here.
You are live on air from Tamale, and I'm not sure I heard your last words. If you could back up for me.
Yeah, you. It's quite unfortunate. The network is quite bad here.
Right. Now, let me just inform our viewers that we are still live from Tamale. My colleague, Gifty Ando Apia, is in the auditorium where the IEA debate is expected to take place tomorrow. She's estimating that some 100 people will fill up the space in the auditorium at the IEA debate. Now, earlier we spoke to Jean Mensah, who told us about the fact that a few hundred questions had been received and some will be asked today. And the moderator is expected to ask some follow-up questions as and when they are needed. It is the presidential debate in Tamale tomorrow, and we're going back to Tamale. And Gifty, you were saying something about the arrival of some of the party executives of the various parties. Please go ahead.
Yes.
Well, I'm not sure she heard that, but we are still getting some
Yes, I was saying that I have seen some party stalwarts come around. I've seen some of them in the town. Indeed, I met some of them at the airport, but I do not know the presidential candidates who are here as yet. And I envisage, looking at the size of the room, that we should be expecting a few hundreds of people filling here. You know, usually these programs are strictly by invitation, and so we don't expect such a large crowd. So, but having followed these political players, it is quite in line to say that there will be party supporters for real. We will surely see party supporters come here to cheer on their candidate.
Right, you followed the evening encounters here in Accra as well. How different is the atmosphere? How different is the evening encounter from the presidential debate that is being held in Tamale?
Well, we're not yet having.
Well, Kamini, we've not yet had it, so I can't really say for sure. But if you ask me from my personal analysis, I'll say that it's not going to be so different because the people who usually, the participants are the same. The only difference now is that they are all coming together. We have, usually for the evening encounter, you have one presidential candidate, but now we're having all these presidential candidates come together. Now, if you're talking about the atmosphere, the difference in atmosphere as far as what is in Accra and what is in here in Tamale is concerned, then I'll say that the motorbike and the movement is quite daunting. It is such a daunting difference. And for sure, I've been speaking to some people around, and what they tell me is that over here, people are quite fanatic. And so if you don't belong to my party, I see you more or less as an enemy. But that is enemy in quotes, as the person who spoke to used.
It more or less goes to say Accra was more expectant of the evening encounters than Tamale is of the presidential debate.
I'm sorry, Kevin, it's quite difficult to hear you right now because like I told you, work is still ongoing. The people are working and the sound is really blasting. I can have it here.
Right.
But you repeat the question again. Let me do that.
No,
quite difficult
earlier
to
you
hear
spoke
you right now
about
because-
the fact that the place is being, indeed, we saw on our TV screens that the place is being prepared, is getting ready for the IE8 debate tomorrow. Tell me about some of the key areas that are being put together, especially security.
Kemini, I must remind you though that, as you know, Joy News Multi TV, we are here and we have been moving. We've been moving the length and breadth of the town as much as possible as we can to bring you the details,
Right.
the details that you
Right,
need
so-
to know way beforehand.
So I was asking you to tell me about preparations as far as security is concerned. Well, let me just tell our viewers that we have a bit of a
Yes,
delayed
as I was saying,
feed
you know, it's
from
usually very
Tamale.
difficult to get anything from the national security on their security preparations, especially when the president is involved. They don't do that. But I've been talking to some of them, and I've seen them go outside the premises looking for parking space for the other guests, because, as I said earlier, inside here or close to the auditorium, there would be the parking space will not be open to visitors or open to any other person except the presidential candidate. So I've seen them trying to make parking arrangements, and I am sure, as we saw at the evening encounter with the president, we're going to have the whole security setup here, the whole security setup such that everybody will have to be screened before you enter the auditorium. I expect that to happen here because it happened at the IEA evening encounter with President John Dramani Mahama.
Right, I'm absolutely excited talking to you from Tamale and seeing live pictures of the preparations from Tamale. Thank you very much, Gifty, for talking to us. Gifty Ando is our presidential correspondent, and indeed we crossed over live to Tamale to check the preparation. This is your election headquarters, and Vice President Kwesi Emisa Arthur has officially started work at the Flagstaff House today. The Vice President, who was at the office this morning to officially commence work, was conducted round by Commodore Steve Obimpe, head of Presidential Committee that looked into the condition of the Flagstaff House. The Vice President said during the tour he has studied the report and was comfortable with recommendations made by the committee. He expressed optimism and that come February, the President will join him there to govern the nation. Right, so this has been your election headquarters, but then most importantly, remember that your authoritative news channel, Joy News, will bring you live feed of the IEA debates tomorrow, like you have on your screen at the moment, live from Tamale, the presidential debate, which will go down there in the northern regional capital. But in any case, if you have had erratic supply of electricity, join the discussion right now on our social media platforms, www.facebook.com/Joy News or on Twitter @Joy News. Let's discuss how erratic the situation is and the fact that they won't come out to talk to us. Now we bring you more stories on election headquarters. Just stay with us. Thanks for staying. This is Joy News and my name is Kemini Nyamani Amano.